Hi guys, welcome back on Four Towers Films.
And I'm Doug218. How's it going?
It's going pretty well. How's it going with you?
It's going fabulous. Hey, guess what?
What?
Guess what's back?
Big Brother season 23.
Wow. Okay.
It actually started a little late this year, starting in July. It used to start in June. And they actually did a bit of a twist. Now, they have done this before.
Yes.
Not for a while. And actually, I believe it was not this year, is it? Or a year or two ago, the Canadian version did the same thing. But we'll tell you what that twist is in a minute.
Let's get cracking, boss.
All right, so this time they go in like they usually do in like 5-4. So this one's all men, then all women, then all men, then all women. There's a reason for that at this point. So they're calling it the BB Beach Club this year. And they're saying that the whole season is basically going to be based kind of on gambling. The episode, this is a 90-minute episode. This was on Wednesday or Thursday this week. So what we plan to do is it will be a roundup of the entire week. So we're not going to do like each episode. It'll be an entire roundup. So what you might have missed during the week because people get busy.
And what we thought.
And that we will do that for you each Sunday. And hopefully you will join us for that. All right. So the first 4 house guests that went into the house are as follows. We have Travis Long.
Okay.
He is a sales consultant from Hawaii.
Okay.
He says he deals with executives on a daily basis. He knows how to strategize, and he doesn't think people will think he's that smart because he looks like a beach bum kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. He kind of did.
Yeah. Then we have Derek Fraser, who is the son of boxing legend Joe Fraser.
The son of Smoking Joe in the house.
And he says his strategy is to make connections with everybody.
Okay.
That might be able to
That might work. Yeah.
Next, we have Frenchie. And Frenchie is a farmer. He's from Tennessee. He's married and he has 3 kids. He's also ex-military.
You know what? I kind of liked him. He's a small town guy. I'm a small town guy, you know.
Well, it seems like he's going to try to play the game somewhat honestly, like as best he can, and make legitimate kind of connections. That's what he says he wants to do anyway. He says he wants to give his word and actually live up to what he says he's going to do. So
that'd be an interesting premise.
Yeah, not too many do that.
No.
Then there's Xavier Prather. I apologize if I'm saying their name wrong. He's an attorney at a business law firm, and he played college basketball.
And he was a part-time model, too.
Yeah. He's actually quite nice looking, so
dapper gentleman.
I can see the model. And he is single, and he has completely rolled out a showmance. But then he's like, no, I don't want a showmance. I need something. Maybe.
Operation No Man's. No Man's.
No Man. That was funny. So the first 4 go into the house, and Julie actually explains that they will start it's a new competition that they're going to do as soon as they go into the house. So the competition is the 4 of them go, and there's like a puzzle they have to do.
Which was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was. There's a picture of, I forget what their picture was. It's like a postcard kind of thing. So they actually have, and it's kind of scrambled. And it's like plexiglass pieces that they can pull out from this like stand-up stand that they have.
And they have to reproduce
And they have to reposition it to match the picture that they're looking at. Yeah. So they do all that. And then once they get that, they have to hit the buzzer. So the winner of that one is Frenchie. So he's the first winner, and he'll move on for a reason he won it. We'll tell you that in a minute.
Be patient.
Then the second group are all women.
Okay.
So the first one is, I apologize, you might have heard her name, Aza or Aja.
Aza.
Aza, I think, is how she pronounces her name. She's a first-generation American His family's from Cameroon. And she's a pastor's daughter.
And she also came from a polygamist family.
Yeah, that's interesting. She told them that in the house. Actually, she told them that in the house today's episode.
Yes.
Not in that episode that where they were getting to know each other.
But
That's tonight's episode, which will actually be next week for you. But
we found that out in the video package where she talked about how many he had 6 wives and how many cousins and everything that she had.
Well, she told them in the house tonight
But
that. But yeah, she has like 300 cousins or something. Wow, that'll be interesting to see if she talks more about that.
yeah,
Then we have Brittany D'Angelo.
okay.
She's a future teacher who graduated valedictorian, and she's also a 4th degree black belt in karate.
Smart and deadly.
Yep. Then we have Alyssa Lopez,
Okay.
who owns a swimwear company.
Oh, yeah. Okay, she did. Yeah, I remember she talked about designing it.
And then we have Whitney Williams,
Okay.
who owns her own makeup company. It's hair and makeup, she said. She's also a single mother of 5 years. And like she said, she went from living in an attic to become a successful business owner.
See, anything's possible if you put your mind and your effort to it.
Yeah. So these 4 women, it's a different puzzle picture that they have to do,
But same competition.
but same competition. So they went for it, and Whitney won that round.
So Frenchie, Whitney.
Okay. So the next 4 are back to all men. So the first man is Kylan Young,
Okay.
and he is an account executive and a nonprofit volunteer.
Cool.
He teaches kids life skills on a ranch too.
I can dig that.
And he's also biracial. He's of African American and Mexican descent. Then we have Christian Birkenberger.
Okay.
He's also has a fun-loving puppy attitude. I don't know what you mean by that.
Can someone explain to me what a fun-loving puppy attitude is?
I don't know that. Yeah. I don't know if he said what he does. I don't remember what he said.
He's a construction assistant.
That's right. Yes, he's construction. Right. And then we have Derek Zhao. Because it's 2 Derek's, one's called Derek F and the other's Derek X. So this is Derek X, who's a he calls himself a high school nerd. He's a competitive tennis player. So I don't remember what he said he did. Then there's Brent Champagne, who's flight attendant.
Yeah. Oh, Derek was a social media influencer with recipes and.
Oh, okay. Right. So now these 4 compete together. And Christian wins this one.
Now
So
remember, Frenchie, Whitney, Christian.
now the final 4 ladies enter the house. So they are Sarah Beth Stiegel, and she's a forensic chemist.
Very cool.
Yeah. But she tells them she's a voice actress because she doesn't want them to know she's a forensic chemist. Because she doesn't want them to think she's really smart. Then there's Hannah Chada, a graduate master's student who's nicknamed Doogie Yowzer.
Well, because she was so young.
She graduated college at the age of 19 with a degree in biological science. So there's actually a few scientists or technics in the house this year. A lot of them are pretty smart this year.
Exactly.
So she plans to tell them she's just a college student interested in fashion. Because again, she doesn't want them to think she's really smart. And then we have Claire Rayfus. She wants to create an all-women's alliance. We'll see if that happens. She usually doesn't.
Nice idea, but it never works.
And she says she is bisexual. She is actually an alternate because the original lady who's in there, and I can't remember her name, she actually tested positive for COVID-19. And so Claire isn't actually an alternate, so she's a replacement. And then finally we have Tiffany Mitchell.
Okay.
And she's an owner of a mobile phlebotomy company. So, and she's 40. And she knows how to draw your blood. So the final 4 women come in and they compete.
Okay.
And Clara wins that one.
So it's Frenchie, Whitney, Christian, and Claire.
Right.
Those are your 4.
Now you realize why. They're told why that there was this competition.
Okay.
The next thing is the HOH competition. So it's played a little differently. For the first time in a while, they're playing in teams, 4 teams of 4. Now, all the ones who won the previous competitions are all the team captains. So we have Frenchie, Whitney, Christian, and Claire are all team captains. Because they're talking about gambling, the teams are named with with cards in mind. So Frenchie will lead the team of jokers,
Okay.
and they get to choose who they want in their team. So they have to do it this way. It has to be 2 women and 2 men per team. So like they alternated. Man, woman,
I kind of like that.
Teams were, yeah, so it makes it equal. So you
Yeah.
can't just have all guys. You can't just have all
You
girls.
can't stack your
It
deck.
has to be even.
Yeah.
So the jokers was Hannah. Oh, it was a choice. And actually, they didn't even get to choose which man or woman. They actually, it was like a roulette wheel thing that they hit.
Total chance.
And they got 2 chances of who they could choose between. And then they picked which one they wanted to pick. So it ended up being the jokers, who the first choice was between Hannah and Aza, and Frenchie chose Aja.
Okay.
And then Whitney was choice between Brent and chose Brent over Travis.
Okay.
And third were the Aces. And then Christian was leader of the Kings, and he chose Alyssa over Tiffany. And then Claire was captain of the Queens.
Okay.
And she chose Kyland over Xavier.
Okay.
So then, like, it just kept going through, basically. Frenchie then picked Brittany. Whitney chose Derek X. And then, like, it kind of basically went down. So basically, the jokers became Frenchie, Asa, Brittany, and Derek F.
Okay.
Aces are Whitney, Brent, Derek X, and Hannah.
That's right.
The Kings are Christian, Alyssa, Xavier, and Sarah Beth. And the Queens are Claire, Kyland, Tiffany, and Travis.
Okay.
So now they're on to the HOH competition. Basically, it was called House of Cards. So basically, what each captain had to do was build a pyramid of cards, basically.
And if anyone has done this, you know how difficult that can be.
While the rest of their teammates are balancing the platform with ropes or holding it
Even
up
worse.
while they're building this pyramid.
Oh, wow.
So, and the team that wins
Okay.
are safe for the week,
That's
and
cool.
their team captain is HOH. So,
Beauty.
so basically, it's the jokers who win it. So Frenchie ends up being HOH for the week. And his whole team is safe.
But Julie throws him a
Well, this is after they win. So then they finally find out, along with us, what they're actually playing for.
Mhm.
It's more this year. It's normally $500,000, but they've actually upped it to $750,000 this year
Dang.
to win. So then Julie says
Hey,
to
Frenchie.
Frenchie, "Hey, do you want to go double or nothing?" And he's like, no. And she's like, "Hold on.
You haven't heard my offer.
I haven't heard my offer." So say there's like this platform and there's 2 dice. You have to land both these dice on the platform and they have to stay there. Yeah, 45 seconds to do it in. If you do that, your team gets 2 weeks of safety.
Mm-hmm.
But if you lose, you also lose. They had a household. And then Claire would win it because they came in second.
Yeah.
And he thinks about it. He talks a little bit, but he says, no, he can't do it. Because he says he misses his family. And as you know, they get to get
pictures and stuff. Yeah.
So he said no. So she wants to see if he would have done it anyway. So try it anyway. So he actually does do it. He does land it. But like it's just for fun. Like he never didn't mean it, but he actually did land it. So
well, you know what? I can kind of understand why Frenchie did it. Like, you know, yeah, he could have landed it.
But it's still a pretty big risk.
It's a big risk. You know, you're taking a chance that okay, if I land it, I get an extra week.
Right.
We all get an extra week.
We all get an extra week of safety. But if I don't, we all lose that, and we're vulnerable.
Yeah. So you know what? Yeah. I'm gonna keep my people safe. I'm gonna keep myself safe.
Right. And it's a guarantee that they're safe.
Yeah. So
he decided to take the safe bet. So.
And it was a neat kind of way to kind of stack it out that, you know, they had to compete to get to this next competition.
Yeah, it's different.
And it looks like that's what the theme's going to be. You're going to have to be willing to take risks to get great rewards. And they even had that on the wall when in the house.
Considering they've introduced a new competition, which was on Tonight's Show, which we will talk about next week, because that's part of the new week.
Yeah.
Which is the wild card competition. So that'll be interesting. That's not something they've done before either.
No.
That'll be interesting, and we will tell you about that next week. But what do you think of who they are right now? Now, granted, we haven't really watched much of the feeds as of yet.
Not yet.
So this is basically just going by this one episode, and not tonight's episode yet. So.
It's the stereotypical formula, you know, the pretty girls, the jocks.
Just a lot of them are pretty young. Most of them are 20s.
You know,
there's like one or two in their 30s, one in their 40s.
I think for me, I want to kind of see like how like over like 2, 3, and maybe 4 episodes to really see how it plays out. You know, because I can't really make a real judgment on these guys yet. I need to see more.
Not in one episode.
Not in one episode. And I'd like to see more of like kind of how they're interacting. You know I don't get a chance to see the feeds. It's just because of my work schedule, so I'm not able to watch it. But
I don't watch it often. I mostly read updates. I watch when I can.
You know, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Off the cuff, first cuff, I kind of like Frenchie, you know.
Yeah. For now, anyway.
For now.
First kind of impressions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have to see what comes out in the next week. See how the competitions play out, because really the competitions are what shifts the dynamics.
It can, for sure.
And if you're not able to think fast on your feet, you're going to get smoked.
Right.
You know, and that's going to be the real test. Can these guys think fast enough to adapt to this?
Well, see, this is the thing. Unlike, say, Survivor, a lot of their challenges are not necessarily physical. A lot of them, like you said, are strategy or, you know, thinking kind of questions and puzzles and things like that. So you really do have to kind of adapt quickly or be able to think on your feet or that kind of thing to really win a lot of the competitions here. So, and I mean, some of them are not wanting to win the first couple of competitions because they think if it's a big giant target on their back right away, It might and might not.
Well,
really.
Exactly. That's it.
So.
It might or it might not. You don't know. But you need, like Dan Giesling said, the moment you walk in the door,
you got to play.
You got to play.
See, this is the thing. I think some people kind of hold back too soon, like too much at first. I mean, no, it's not necessarily a good idea to go out really hard and fast, but you do have to have a strategy pretty much from day one about what you want to do. I mean, it's just how you play it is really the key part. I mean, you can play it without looking like you're playing it too hard kind of thing, but don't just sit back and like lay it low and wait too long
before you actually make a move.
Right, because then people think you're just either being carried along, you haven't done anything, and we've seen that numerous times on the show.
For sure.
You know, where they might think
I did all this.
Great moves and stuff, and nobody else sees it, you know? So, I mean, I think it's a real kind of delicate balance in how you play this, and it takes a lot of skill to figure that out.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
I want to see who are going to be the real strategists, who are going to be the real.
Hard to tell right now.
Hard to tell. Who are going to be the real problem solvers? Because you got to be able to solve problems in this game because of the social dynamic.
Right.
You know, you need to be able to think on your feet. Like I said about Dan Giesling, they locked him away.
Well, he was, if you remember, he was pretty much out the door. He was up on the block and he was almost out the door. And they put him in like an isolation. And he was able to get his way out of being voted out, and actually got Brittany voted out.
And that's the thing.
Over him.
And that's
what he came back and won that season.
And that's what I mean. Here's a man that, you know, these guys should look at, and here's a guy that he was in the crosshairs. He had one foot out the door and the other foot dragging, and they locked him away. They thought, okay, if we put him away, he's not going to be able to talk to anybody. But he strategized.
Gave him time.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, the thing is, you can kind of study what the other people have done, but you can't really replicate it.
No.
Their game. I mean, you really have to come up with your own way of doing things. I mean, you can kind of use this as a basis in a way, but I mean, if you try to replicate, say, Dan or Dr. Will or
that's the problem.
Danielle kind of thing, I mean, if anybody's a super fan of the show or has watched them, will kind of recognize it. So you can maybe take some of what they've done and kind of tweak it to fit you, your own personality, and that kind of thing. So then maybe it won't be as noticeable kind of thing. But yeah.
What did you think of the episode?
I thought it was interesting. It's like any first episode. You're really just getting to know them.
Yeah.
At first, so you don't really know a lot about them yet. I mean, like, they're just telling you kind of a little bit of their background. And you get very little bit of them interacting, even though they've probably been in the house about a week already. So that's the problem with it not really being, they're saying it's live. Maybe it was, I guess. It might have been. A lot of times it's not.
Yeah, that's true.
It might be now because of COVID and stuff. Because I think it was last year too. They moved in live. No, that hasn't really happened since about the first season.
No.
Where they actually moved in live. Because usually they move in about a week before it airs. So it could very well be live. So we might actually be seeing the development, which is nice to see. And that's what a lot of fans wanted.
Yeah.
To see the development of their relationship. Because you don't get to see that when they're edited. No. So by the time the feeds come online, all that stuff's already formed. So it's kind of nice to see it.
You know, and that's the thing though. When they edit the program to slant certain people certain ways, and then you see them on the feeds and go, "Whoa, wait a minute."
Well, see, that's the problem. I mean, we've had discussions with people who only watch the show, and they're like, "Well, they like this one and they like that one because of this," and they go, "Wait a minute, hold on, because it's not actually." Hey, it's very different than how they're presenting it. So, I mean, and that's why some people like certain people and they don't like others. I mean, because the show's trying to present some people in some way and all that. And it's not really the case because you're really seeing an unedited feed. So,
So like,
sometimes it's better actually to be able to watch the feeds as well to show you get a bigger picture of what's really going on.
I'm curious to see how this wild card competition will play out in further episodes, because that'll really change the dynamic.
It could, yeah.
You know,
I'll have to let you know next week, but that's all about. We already know who's nominated, and we will give you that spoiler because we won't want to wait a week.
So we're going to give them the spoiler?
Well, yeah, we usually do.
Okay, boss.
So, Frenchie nominated, and we'll tell you why it's a little bit controversial next week.
Yeah.
He nominated Alyssa, and he nominated Kyland. But we'll tell you why it's a little bit controversial in our next episode. So you'll have to watch.
Exactly.
Unless you watch the show, of course.
That too.
Well, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it. Welcome back to Big Brother. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And hit the notification bell.
Or
so
over
you know
here
when
somewhere.
we go live, or down here, or over here, or something.
Like you said, depends on how you hold your phone.
Situated. Anyways, take care, guys. Welcome back to Big Brother, and see you next week.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.